What is good, everybody? Welcome back to Team COJ here. Today, guys, we're doing the post-commentary duel video of Infernobles versus Flowandereeze Nut.
Got him!
Essentially, this deck, stupid birds, man. Stupid birds. This deck is just... we actually have, like, we bully a lot of our players at locals. If you show up playing birds, you get bullied. But our man Gus here hasn't cared. So this is going to be round 3 of our locals last week. And if you guys don't know or have missed that, you can go check out the local live video. Or if you guys want to, I'm just going back through all 4 rounds and just going over matchups and stuff like that and talking about, you know, what could have been done better, some cool plays, and stuff like that. But please remember, if you guys want to help support the channel, you can do so by hitting that subscribe button, dinging that notification bell, and if you really want to support the channel, become a member. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get on into this round 3 match. So, okay, let's pause right here. So I ended up winning the dice roll. I don't think there was a single dice roll I lost all night. Out of 4 rounds, I won all 4 dice rolls, which was, like, really unheard of. But anyway, so we get to start here. I think this is the round 1 hand where Activate Heritage of the Chalice, and my hand is good but bad. So it's very interesting. You're going to see, like, a really cool play here. So he's going to Ash Heritage of the Chalice, which is, like, a horrible thing to do. Truly, guys, never Ash Heritage of Chalice. It's only, you will get strictly punished because of that. 100%. Unless our hand is, like, god-awful, you'll want to hold Heritage, you want to hold your Ash for something better. But it's, like, one of those, like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? So it's, like, conveniently enough, because he Ashed Heritage of Chalice, I'm able to play through it. Whereas I wonder if later on, if he would have held Ash, if I'd been able to play through it all the same, right? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and click play. So I have Renaud and Fire Flint Lady in my hand, so I believe I normal Flint Lady, and I think I have Succession too. This was, like I said, I opened Succession quite a lot. I think 5 or 6 times throughout the whole locals, I opened Succession, which I'd rather see Succession rather than, like, any of the other, like, bricks like Angelica's Angel Ring or Beckoned. So I'm just trying to figure out, I was like, man, do I just end up making SP pass? That was, like, kind of like, was going through my process here. I was like, wow, this kind of sucks, like, go figure. And then Birds, you know, like, as long as he has a normal summon, like, he's kind of off to the races. But we end up seeing the line here. I think that's Angelica's Angel Ring in my hand too. So I think I opened Chalice, Ring, Succession, Renaud, and Flint Lady. So I ended up normal summoning Flint. And this could have been full combo as well. Special summon out Renaud. It becomes a tuner, but don't use Renaud's effect here. So that's key here. We end up going up into Hida. So we did have combo here. We could have gone, like, Heritage into Durandal and then gone, like, normal Flint, Durandal into, like, Uppercutter, and then Tribute, or, you know, use Flint's effect. But now, this is where we actually have to do something cool. This is where kind of getting punished. You don't see that often. It's, like, one of those cool things where it's, like, well, you know, I say it doesn't happen often, but I look back, and there's, like, quite a few times I think it has happened, and I just haven't seen this particular sequence. So, do keep that in mind. So, this might happen a little bit more than you think. We don't play any level 2, so it's normally, like, our level 1s. So, I'm going to go ahead and use the Hida to reborn out the Ash, and then I'm going to go ahead and fire off Succession, targeting Renaud, special Renaud. Use Renaud's effect to add back the Flint Lady. And Renaud, since he did not summon himself, he's not being treated as a tuner. So activate Flint Lady's effect since I control a warrior to special summon it. And 3 plus 2 level 1s, that's 5. We're able to step up here into Angelica, which is going to, like, tremendous. I kind of contemplate for a little bit. Like, do I step up into, like, there's no need for me to step up into Izol or Ib the World Chalice just here because I already have Succession. But I was, like, thinking, maybe I can get the level 4 body if I end up linking into Princess. And maybe in hindsight, that was the right thing to do. But we're just kind of like, we're happy to make it this far, right? We're like, all right, we got angelic access, we can do this. But now, since he did Ashes, we were able to do this, which is really cool. I do keep that in mind that Hida is a good addition to the deck. And now we're going to be able to go Durandal, use Durandal to grab the Roland. Roland going to end up triggering the Angelica. We're going to be able to use, like, and we're going to get Gearfried access. So I think our end board is actually going to be Charles and Gearfried with a ring attached. But I think I opened ring. So it's just going to be Roland grab me a follow-up, which is kind of nice. Roland target Angelica, Angelica chain, descend, and then summon a Roland monster from main deck or extra deck. So we're going to go ahead and send here Ogier, summon out the Roland. Then we're going to go ahead and use Roland's effect, or Ogier's effect to attach the Roland. Use the Museum to move forward, which is really cool. And then Ogier's effect descend. Actually, yeah, so I don't know if we send... I think we just get Gear for Gear in the end phase here. We send Turpin. Alright, that's interesting. That's because I saw that there's no point in us we wouldn't get the line here. We go ahead and equip, go here to equip Roland. Go ahead and make the Charles the Great, Charlemagne to attach. And is this all what we pass on? I wonder if this is it. No, we can make SP. There we go. So Turpinen's a special summon itself out. We end up linking these two off into SP Little Knight, which is still pretty good. And then during the end phase, or no, we don't even have to go end phase. We just go effective Angel Ring. We just equip Angel Ring because we can. And then we move to the end phase. Angelica returns, and then Roland's effect will resolve, grabbing us Gearfried for the follow-up, which is pretty insane. So through an Ash over like a potentially bad hand, right? That means less here. So like our opening hand was Heritage of Chalice, Fireflint Lady, Renault, World Legacy Succession, and Angelica's Angel Ring. So literally no level 4 in our hand to even get started. The one card that we had got Ash. So like this hand right here, we were able to like play through and still end on 4 forms of disruption, which is still wild to think about. And we'll end up grabbing Gearfried. Charles effect during the end phase. We'll grab the Durandal, and then we'll grab probably Malgus, I believe, is what we're going to equip. Or maybe we grab, yep, go ahead and grab Malgus. I've really got out of the habit of equipping Oliver. Normally, I'd always blindly go for Oliver, but I've kind of like really valued that draw, especially since I've really upped my non-engine count. I really want to draw into those like non-engine cards, such as like hand traps and stuff. So getting the Malgus is pretty good too. And again, like if you equipped with Oliver and they have like Imperm, they're gonna fling Imperm at one of your disruptions. If they fling it at Angelica, oh boy, like you're mint, you know. But they're always gonna fling it at probably like SP or something else. So you got to use the you're gonna use the Charles negate no matter what. So you might as well just go ahead and equip the Malgus, so that way like you'll use the negate, get a draw. But we see looks like he drew Shift for turn. He has Rabina, Pot of Prosperity. So he normal summons Rabina, and this is pretty simple, right? As long as they can't get like the big penguin out, like you're pretty fine. And that's just the easy way to do this is just keep him from getting 2 bodies out, which is probably the easiest thing you can do. Especially in this current situation, I have a Roland or a Charles pop, and then I have a Little Knight ability to bob and weave, you know, to bob one out. So like he's not gonna get 2 monsters out. We have a spell negate, a spell and trap negate. So we can normal summons Rabina, Chainlink 1 Rabina, Chainlink 2 Roland. So on we have to wait for the whole chain to resolve here. So then he gets normal summon the England, and then, or he's normal summons, that's the Ostrich, and then on a new chain link, excuse me, since he's turned player, I believe he gets the ability to prioritize the Ostrich, and then I go Charles effect on a separate chain, or on the same chain since he was equipped it, to go ahead and pop the Rabina. And then he banishes there, and I think we go ahead and chain here. So he goes ahead, he normal summons, so this is the resolution, and he gets to normal summon England effect, and then I think we just go Little Knight here, when we chain the Little Knight. And he changed Shifter here because he doesn't have a card in the graveyard now, which I was like, okay, that's fine. Now you can search out his Penguin, his Snarl, whatever he really wants to search out, his Ryza, his Miss Peak Valley, whatever the birds are playing, but right now, as long as we're able to keep him off of 2 monsters, we're okay. We still have we have a spell negate and a spell and trap negate. So we're doing pretty good right now. Especially seeing that he has Pot and I think Map. No, he goes Thrust. So Thrust is one of those cards that we do respond to. We end up so we go ahead and send the Malgus, but Malgus we catch this. Conveniently, if we catch this, since he debarriered, it won't get a draw. Because Malgus has to get sent to the graveyard and it's being banished. But we still negate that, and then he just goes Prosperity, pays his cost, and at Resolution, Angel Ring hits it. I know the one card in his hand is, he literally, one Ostrich is staring down the Emperor Charles, and that's not going to be good. With a Gearfried on the follow-up, which will be insane. So, moving on into the next game, too, here. But, that was wild, dude. I'm not even lying, guys. Like, that's some next level. Ash is just always, like, played in every deck, so it's like... It's kind of nice. It kind of makes me wish we had room for like a level 2 tuner or level 2 monster that we could like search or summon or something like that, so that we could really, truly, oftenly abuse the Hida Reborn the Ash, because they're going to Ash us no matter what. Like, they always Ash us. And this deck normally can eat through hand traps pretty easily here, depending on the hand. So he goes, starts turn, he goes Pot of Duality to start out his turn here. His hand is kind of, it looks like he opens a barrier statue, and he gets Dinah. Fossil Dynast. These aren't no birds. Like, this is really interesting. It's funny looking birds, man. Funny looking birds. But I know that some of the Flowandereeze stuff plays this type of stuff because you get an additional normal summon off an N-Pin, but N-Pin doesn't have to be Winged Beast. It can be anything. So it's like you just get to normal summon. So he ends up normal summoning the Fossil Dinah. It literally says I can't special summon, which kind of rough. That is rough, and that's it. That's all he ends on. I don't know. His hand looks kind of rough, but we actually have the ability to out it, I believe, with our normal summon. I see we have Ogier in hand. So we have, like, the anti-Gear-Free, or we have the anti-Hand Trap combo is what I'm going to start calling it, because it just allows you to, it allows you to play through disruption. But I believe he also shifted me. So that's what's kind of interesting is, like, I need to really, like, his cat is just out of focus here. So we go ahead and grab Uppercutter. Uppercutter can grab us, and then we can just kind of combo through it. I have Droll in hand as well, which we know that Droll just kind of hurts this deck as well. Droll hurts a lot of decks. Like, I ain't going to be like, ho, 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 Droll doesn't kill my deck either. But we normal summon the Uppercutter. Uppercutter's going to go ahead and grab us the Spar. And conveniently enough, Uppercutter is bigger than the Fossil Dino. So we just go, and especially with the Field Spell, giving it 500 attack boost here. Which is really nice in, like, these scenarios where they have, like, if you play, like, against the stun players and stuff like that, that play, like, the one card, like, stop you from doing anything. They have to be beat over by battle. Like, most of the time, like, your Fire Warriors plus the Field Spell is big enough to beat over them. Yeah, I believe we just go Battle Phase, whack into the Dyna, just to go ahead and get her turn on the way. And we got to play very safely here, simply because we are under Shifter, which I see we have Droplets. So, like, Droplets is dead in my hand. I think Droll was dead in my hand as well. That was something that's interesting. But, conveniently, he just was normal summon Dyna and pass. So, like, we just got to hold the Droll. Never being punished here. And I'm just trying to figure out what's the best scenario. I know I got Droplets, like, there should be, we're pretty much just trying to set up, is what we're trying to do, right? So we go Dempsey effect to add. There's no point in, like, detaching, because, like, everything's banished. So we just kind of, like, just hold the line, because Shifter ends on my turn. So that means, or on his turn, so that means during the next turn I'll be alive. So I'm just kind of hoping that my my Droll and my Droplets, maybe I have a call by as well. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, is that the Droll and Drop should be enough. If he adds something, Droll him, then his turn ends. Or, you know, like, if he has some way to beat the Droll, I just Droplets his normal summon, and it's almost like it puts him on having, like, another card. But he draws into Pot of Prosperity. He's going to go ahead and pay his cost, which he's probably going to banish 6, because he's probably want to dig deep, because as we can see, his hand's not that good, so he's going to want to dig as deep as he can to get into a bird. Preferably Rabina. I mean, there's Impin, there's that Harpies card, it looks like Ash Blossom, the Wind, another Ash Blossom, and Rabina, which that's a pretty mid excavation there. 2 Ash, the card that lets you tribute cards without having Impin, and then, like, the Harpies Featherstorm, which is kind of a custom card too. I'm not gonna lie. My guess is he takes Rabina, which is conveniently good for us, because on resolution we have an effect, which is going to be smacking down Droll, and that means the Rabina in his hand is dead. Not really dead. I think Rabina, you gotta correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Flowandereeze, if they can't do A, they can't do B. So, like, if he cannot add off of Rabina, he doesn't get the additional normal summon. But I'm not too sure, and I'm just now thinking about that as we're playing this game here. I know I have Droplets. I wonder what my second set was. Clearly probably a bluff. I mean, unless it's call by. But knowing my luck, it would be call by. I would have call by, and he'd have Shifter going first. But nope, there. I think the unexplored wins. So he reveals, I believe. Reveals, banishes. Right? I think that's what happens. He reveals, then banishes a monster with a different name. Banishes Impin. Well, not Impin, Eaglin. Eaglin should have been a big monster, man. An eagle's like a majestic, powerful bird, and they made it like a level 1. I think that Eaglin should have been in Impin's place. Not saying Emperor Penguins aren't majestic in their own means, but... So then he gets 2 additional normal summon, which he's going to normal summon out Rabina. And I believe he can go... He just goes Impin effect to add... Or not Impin, I keep saying Impin, but he goes Eaglin's effect to add to hand. He has Unexplored Winds, too, which is kind of... Or not Unexplored Winds, the quick play so it lets you, like, bob and weave out of things. He lets banish him one and add another one. Gain 500 life, too, so... I mean, it's not too bad. And he also has, like... It looks like he has the Earth Barrier statue in his hand. So we draw for turn. Our hand is just really stacked, I think. Like, especially, I think as soon as we special summon, he gets a normal summon. But like I said, whatever normal summons, we'll just hit. And I think I just hit both of them, too. So we special Renault. We go no effect, target to add back the Spar. And then we normal summon the Spar. But this is really important that we normal summon so we get a battle phase. Because if we special summon Spar, we lose our battle phase. And I'm going to try and kill him here. So he normal summons Eaglin because of triggering the map. He goes Eaglin's effect, and I believe this is where I respond with Droplets. I have Succession hand again, sending Nib, and I believe I get rid of Succession. No, I get rid of 1 for 1. I hold the Succession just in case, because I don't know the last card in hand. So I make it to where he can't respond with a spell and monster. And this way I cut them both in half. I mean, given they're not big anyway, but it's just like one of those things where it's like, if I can half both of them, might as well half both of them. And then on top of that, knowing that he could potentially have a spell card, you know, down there, that's just be playing safe, really. But I think I goof here. I think I I mean, I don't think it's a goof, right? I think I still get OTK, or I still get, you know, prominent board presence through this line, but I think I was supposed to go for Ib. Even though I already have Succession, I was supposed to just go the normal combo sequence of, like, Ib into Hida, then Hida to go ahead and summon, and then, like, Ib will summon out the level 4, make Power Tool, or, yeah, make the Power Tool Braver, pretty much Turbulence for equip spells, and then just do that typical combo sequence. But I just kind of get, I think, blindsided here. And the reason I feel like I messed up here is because since I had to banish, or Durandel's banish, I don't get to add it off of the field spell. So that means I got to add a throwaway equip spell here, which I think I go for Almus. Arguably, you should never go for Almus. You should go for Joyous, which thank goodness I do. Because whatever you throw away, like, Almus can, like, grab back and re-equipped from the graveyard. So, like, you just get better utility out of holding the Almus. Unless you're sending Gear Free and stuff like that, and then you get some pretty cool stuff going on. But I think that's what we end up having to do. We equip Joyous. Yep, equip Joyous to Angelica. Chain Angelica effect. Go ahead and send, I believe we send Ogier. Yep, and then this is just going to be, since we have an access to another field spell, there's going to be double Charles and Cure Freed, which is going to be 3/6/9. Damn, this board's fine. Ogier to go ahead and send the Gear Freed, which is business per usual. And then since we have access to the second field spell, we'll be able to activate it, grab the Almus, equip the Almus to Charles, climb up into Big Charles, Charlemagne, and then while climbing up, we're going to be able to grab the Gear Free, which is going to secure us here. So we go ahead and use the second field spell, pay 12 again. So technically I've paid, I think, 36 so far, equipped to Charles. We go ahead and trigger the Charles here. It's kind of safe to trigger Charles here, too. I don't know why. It's just hindsight's, you know. Arguably, it's kind of interesting that Konami gave us a powerful Link 1. So I end up activating Charles, attempting to activate Victor's through one current field. He chains the Quick Play, which I think is Unexplored Winds, I think. Don't quote me on it. So technically speaking, I believe that was my... Charles doesn't target. So I think in the next life, if I do remember this, he can chain to it, but at resolution, Charles would destroy Map or Rabina or something like that. I totally forgot that. Wasn't really focusing or paying attention to it, so I just let it kind of slide here, because since it doesn't target, you know, like it could go. But anyway, we make Charlemagne to go ahead and equip the Charles, while Almus grabs us back the field spell. The new field spell, move up Charles, roll into attach, link into Blue Chew Charles again. So not just one, but two Charleses, and then Gear Freed will touch down, and it should be more than enough for a game, especially since Rabina's cut in half. You know, whack over it with Dempsey, then there's 35, 35, 35, which is like 10,500 on its own. But yep, so this was round 3, boys. We end up going into our final round here. Currently, I think our current record is we've only have one loss so far, which is our round 1. Moving on into it, but that was wild, man, being able to use Ash like that. And like I said, I wish there was a level 2 that allowed us to, like, utilize that a little bit more, but there's not really a good level 2 for us to play that would, like, do us any good. But however, I have noticed, I do remember multiple times in the past where I'll open like 2 level 1s, and then I'll be like, oh no, my one searcher, or like, damn, my one searcher gets disrupted. So I'm like, oh no, now what do I do with these 2 level 1s? Because technically speaking, we're a Synchro 5 deck now. We're not really like 2 warriors equal combo. Pretty much one Synchro 5 gets this combo. So that's the way we do it. So, but anyway, showing what I decided. I decided Nib and Droll, because this deck walks right into Nib. Some people forget that Nib doesn't care if it's normal summon or not. It's just summons, period. So this deck can very easily like walk into Nib if they keep on going. You know, Rabina, Eaglin, Impin, normal. They could just they could really walk into it. And then hindsight, right? If they're like 5th summon is like their 5th summon is like one of the small birds, you nib them, and it's just GG. But anyway, guys, please remember, for you guys out there, stay safe, stay healthy. This is Charles from Team COG, signing out.